Sam, and today I'm walking you through May's Let's Get Crafty, the braided yarn octopus. Let's go! Your craft bag this month will have a bundle of yarn and a foam craft ball. It will also have a pair of googly eyes, and that's it. You'll also have a few little extra strips of yarn that will help with tying off some of your craft. And then from home you're going to need a pair of scissors just to trim up any of the ends when you have everything braided together. And then I do recommend something to glue your googly eyes on. I will be using a hot glue gun today. You can absolutely use, if you have super glue or some sort of craft glue at home, you can do that. But keep in mind that you're gluing to yarn, and so if you use anything like an Elmer school glue, it might not attach as well as you might like. So we're gonna just go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna set aside our extra yarn for just a second here, and our scissors and our googly eyes. And the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna see that your yarn is tied together here in the middle. What you're going to want to do is find that middle part, and you're going to take your craft ball and you're going to spread the yarn all around your craft ball and kind of tightly pull it together. So you can see already how we have the head of our octopus like that. Then you're going to take one of your extra pieces of yarn and you're going to tie it together around the bottom of your octopus, and when you tighten it like this, you can see it pulls it all together. So I'm going to tie it twice, and you don't want to pull so hard that you snap your yarn, but you do want to pull it tight enough that it's not loose. Perfect. All right. And just to be safe, I'm going to tie it a third time because I really don't want this to come apart. And then I'm going to use my scissors and I'm going to trim up those pieces. All right. And now we already have kind of a cool little doll here. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to separate out your yarn. You should have, oh goodness, math, you should have 170 some strands, but basically you're going to want to separate out your strands into bunches of 21 or 22. So it might not be an even number, but once you do that, you can start braiding them. So I'm going to go ahead and count them out, and I'm going to speed through this because it's going to be a little boring to watch me count out strands of yarn. And I'm actually going to go and get some rubber bands to help me portion this out. So 1 second. So we're reaching the end here, and if you have kind of an odd number of strands, that's totally okay. It really won't make too much of a difference when it comes to braiding. We just kind of want them to be as evenly separated as we can do. And then we'll bunch this last little bit together. All right, so now we have all our little tentacle bunches. And you can kind of see where we're going with it. So now we're going to go ahead, don't want to lose my googly eyes, go ahead and take out one of our bunches here. And we are going to braid it. So if you haven't braided before, that's totally okay. We'll do a little tutorial here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna set your yarn up like this, and you're gonna divide it up into 3 parts, trying to get them as equal as you can. There you go. Yeah, like that. So we're going to take our right side and we're going to move it over our middle piece. Then we're going to take the left side and move that over the middle piece. And it doesn't look like anything yet, but we're going to take the right side, move it over the middle piece, and we're going to keep doing that now from the left side. And if you can pick it up with your hands like this, move it to the middle and move it to the middle like that. And you're going to go back and forth until you are at the end of your yarn. And you don't want your yarn to be super tight, so if you have kind of a loose little braid, that is okay. Make sure you don't drop any of your pieces. And then if you need a grown-up to help you with this, that is also totally fine, because this next part can be a little tricky. So we're at the end of our braid. We're gonna take another piece of our extra yarn and we are going to tie the end. So this might help if you have a grown-up or if you have a sibling or friend with you to help you tie the end. Like that. And just like we did at the top here at the head, I'm gonna tie it 2 or 3 times because you really don't want this to get loose. And if you wanted to make a little bow out of it, you could. I'm not today. I think I'm just gonna trim up the end here so that they're all kind of the same length. My yarn's a little scraggly, but that's okay. All right, and we have our first braided yarn tentacle. So I'm gonna show you how to braid one more time, just so that we really got it down, and then we're gonna go ahead and speed through the rest. So let's grab our next little yarn tentacle. All right, and we're gonna do the same thing as before. We're gonna divide it up into 3 pretty equal parts. There we go. And we're gonna do the same thing. So you take your piece on the left and you move it over, or excuse me, you take your piece on the right and you move it over, and then you take your piece on the left and you move it over. And you do that all the way down, not making your braid too tight because you want your tentacles to be kind of loose, all the way down until you finish your braid. And like I said, if you need a grown-up or a friend to help you hold your octopus while you braid, that is okay, because this could be kind of hard for some friends. All right, grab your extra piece of yarn and tie it up 2 or 3 times. And you have another tentacle. I'm going to go ahead and trim mine down a little bit. And you can cut that as long or as short as you want. I didn't do a good job there. But once you have that, you can keep going around until we get to the end. So. On the last one here, we'll get it all portioned out and just braiding the same way as all the others. All the way down. Okay, tie the last one on. Two times, and then we can trim it up. All right, and shape take out all those little extra trimmed bits, and you have your octopus. So we're just about done. All that's left is to glue on the eyes, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab my hot glue gun so we can do that. And I am going to be very careful about this, so I'm gonna put one dot here and one dot here. And you can place your eyes however you want, but I'm gonna kind of put them together like this. And you're all set. You have your own little octopus doll to play with. Alright friends, last but not least, I totally forgot to mention that in your craft bag you will also receive a little bit of ribbon that you can tie on in a bow for your new octopus doll. Otherwise, the only thing to mention is while doing this video, I used these little rubber bands that I didn't say would be in your craft bag because we weren't going to include them, but we do think we're going to include them because they were so helpful for me. I think they'll be really helpful for you as well in portioning out your yarn for your tentacles. So those are the only two little updates. Otherwise, I hope you had fun. Okay, and there is your braided yarn octopus. I hope you had a great time making it. I think it's a super great craft. It is something you can recreate at home on your own with your own yarn. You can use anything for the head, and so super fun, easy craft to recreate on your own. But now is when I usually talk about our next month's craft for Let's Get Crafty. I'm super excited to let you know that for summer reading this year, for June and July, we are moving our Let's Get Crafty to an in-person program here at the library. Yay! So June's craft is going to be a little handmade camping set with a campfire, and we're really excited about that. But it's going to be a little different. So because it's in person, we are going to be meeting Monday, June 20th, and this is for kids in kindergarten through 5th grade who are going to be entering kindergarten through 5th grade because it's the summer. So we're super excited about that. The craft will be super fun. Our younger kiddos might need some more hands-on help from their parent or grown-up, but it'll be a super fun craft. We're super excited about all of the fun things that we have coming up here in the summer, so I highly encourage you to go ahead and keep an eye on that calendar and keep an eye out for newsletters, and if you are looking in the communicator for information about programs, all of those will have that information for you. So I look forward to seeing some of you in person, and I hope to see you on June 20th for our next Let's Get Crafty. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye!